Over decades, watch collectors have been trying to justify their very expensive watch acquisitions using words like story, accuracy, nostalgia, or feeling. But how do you justify a very inexpensive watch? For most of us, the Casio brand can be simply described using just one word: digital. From cash registers to digital calculators, from clocks to wristwatches, from musical instruments to digital cameras, it was always the good quality and the correct pricing who made Casio a dependable brand for many developing and underdeveloping economies. Nowadays, the most important line of business is represented by the wristwatches. CASIO F-91W started its life back in 1991, being nothing more than a watch built to fill a gap in the market. It was just an accurate, nicely featured digital wristwatch. No fancy case or bracelet, no unseen innovations, no shocking design, nothing. And still, it managed to become a 90s icon, which is still writing history today. How? Thanks to the buyers. The watch's popularity grew so rapidly thanks to the young generations of hipsters and schoolboys who are greatly satisfied by an inexpensive piece of modern gimmick. Oh, and the terrorists. Yes, the terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda are huge fans of the qualities of this watch, as it makes a great job as a bomb timer. CASIO F-91W comes with a square-shaped resin case measuring only 37.5 by 33.5 mm. The small size makes for a nice throwback to the times when wearing a watch did not make you Ben 10. It is very comfortable too, as it has a thin rubber strap and it weighs a merely 21 grams. That's less than your body lost through sweat in just an hour. Speaking of moisture, this watch is only good for a 3-bar water pressure, which means everything else than occasional splashes will give you a reason to worry. Technology-wise, this watch packs all the very common digital innovation of the previous decades. Quartz movement accurate to plus-minus 30 seconds per month, digital monochrome LCD display with a small side light, stopwatch, calendar and alarm functions, and push buttons for operating every feature out there. The lines of this watch told a different story in 1991 than it tells now. It was designed to be practical and functional rather than attractive or special. The rectangular display was the most efficient way of displaying all the main functions at once without needing to push a button or change a menu. The display border, acting as a dial, is also rectangular shape with cut corners, appearing more like a square from a farther distance. This is where the designers laid all the annotations and brand markings in the same clean, efficient way. It is also here where the same designers went wild and used no less than 3 color tones to complement the already monochrome design. The result was not that wild though. Instead, it shows the same clean efficiency with straight thin lines and clean angles over all the surface. However, this is where the character of this watch is born. The combination of shapes and colors gives this watch its unique flair, and the blue line is definitely a selling point. The outside of the case does nothing else but embrace the dial, copying its exact shape and making a clean connection to the otherwise dull-looking strap. They do nothing more than to secure the watch to your wrist and protect the display from the outside world. One of the most distinctive characteristics of this watch is the price. It was inexpensive in 1991 when it costed less than $20, but it is brutally inexpensive now when the average price is no more than $10. This makes it the cheapest real watch you can buy from a known watch brand. So how does the CASIO F-91W justifies its sales today? Well, it still exists today. Almost 30 years after its production began, this watch is still on sale. It simply withstood the test of time without any change in design or functionality. So how did that happen? Today, this watch means a whole different thing than it did in the 90s. The watch's selling point is no longer the function over form design, but quite the opposite. It transformed itself from an utilitarian watch to a retro nostalgic piece. There is no wonder Casio sells this watch as part of the vintage line today. The blue line on the dial, the small cylindrical metal push buttons, the strap design, it all yields nostalgia. You might be tempted to believe that the main reason watch lovers still buy this piece today is the price. But you'd be wrong. It's the same ingredients found in the very expensive watches that are present here too, making this a truly desirable timepiece. Story, accuracy, nostalgia, and feeling.